Hey YouTube, it's Renee and we are back with another day. On my channel I talk about personal development, God, girl talking, any vlogging in my life. So if you like any of those topics, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn the notifications on. So this video is real simple. Y'all know you talk about discipline. Like, y'all, since I've reverted to Islam, discipline has been like the one thing that I've been focusing on because that's the main thing that I missed out of when I was a Christian. And that's just like my personal own fault. It's not the religion's fault. It's just my own. It was my own practices that I was doing, I guess, in the religion that caused me to fall short in my discipline. But becoming Muslim, discipline is literally like the forefront of of the religion. Like, whenever I talk to someone who talks about Islam and they talk highly of it, they mention how disciplined us Muslims are. And so for me, discipline did not come by His grace. It came by force. Like, I had to have Him hold my hand and walk me to this discipline. It's hard, you know, as a revert and making a routine where you're praying 5 times a day and you now implement going to the masjid on Fridays versus going to church on Sundays. Like, the schedule literally switches. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be difficult for some of us to feel more confident in a new routine that we may not even, really know. But that's where the discipline comes in, and that's what we're gonna talk about. Like, what can we do to gain more discipline? And since I'm a revert, like, discipline, like I said, didn't come easy for me. I'm building it, and I'm still am. And so, like, this is a lot of the things that I did that helped me stick to some new routines that I've had to do. Any new projects, like taking on YouTube again, y'all. This is a project itself. Like, having calendars for this, which is, y'all, it's a lot coming with YouTube. So, like, all of the new changes that I'm having in my life, or like me bringing back things and habits that I used to do that are good for my walk with Allah, like, these tips will help you remain disciplined, okay? That's the main thing. That's all I'm gonna say. So, my very first tip for being disciplined is to know your why. The minute you know your why, nothing can stop you. What motivates you? That should be the question you're asking yourself daily when it comes to, should I get this done or not? In your discipline, like, what am I doing this for? Who am I doing this for? What's the outcome? It's very important to look at the end goal when you're going through it, because a lot of people get stuck on the parts and the pieces that they're in life, and they tend to forget, like, oh, there is the pot of gold at the end of this rainbow. I just have to get uphill so that I can just flow down and fall right into the pot, y'all. So that would be like the tip number 1. Why are you motivated? Find your motivation. What motivates me is my child. I have a 5-year-old boy. He is my world. I don't want to ever disappoint him. I don't want to disappoint my family either. I want to be what it is that I need to be for the people who love me. And that's just where my heart is. I've always wanted to do for others. I've never wanted to be the one who receives everything for my own sake. If I'm receiving something, I want to receive it for the benefit to bless other people's. And so, like, that's just always been me. Like, so that's where my drive is. That's where my discipline comes from. My family, waking up and hearing them and talking to them and knowing that they're fine. Like, if my family good, y'all, I'm good. I could be on the streets, no job, no anything, as long as I can call my family and know that they're fine, and I will have contentment in my heart. Everything will be okay. Tip number 2 would be to be serious with yourself. Like, these changes, these new routines that I mentioned before, we have to make sure that we are able to do them. There may be something, like, for example, there was one time I made a routine where I was like, I'm gonna go to the gym 5 days out the week. And my work schedule didn't align with that, and my son's school schedule, neither did align with that. So that was not a realistic thing for me. It was not manageable. I overwhelmed myself very fast trying to hit the gym 5 times a week, where it got to the point where I was like, you know what, I don't even like going to the gym. I'm not gonna do this. no day out the week. And it went like that for like maybe a few months until I got remotivated. What's the motivation? Reminding myself why. Don't overwhelm yourself with stuff like that. Take a piece of it and work on just a small part. You know, the small pieces make the larger sum. That's something I always believed in. You know, working on something, the smaller parts are gonna go to the bigger picture. I was gonna say it's saying like inch by inch, it'll eventually become a mile. You know, so if you have to look at it like that, and again, when you look in the mirror, that's literally your only competition. I don't want to hear you thinking of anyone else that is outside of you, because your only competition is literally you. I was listening to a motivational speech where this man was basically saying that we can't control what's on the outside of us, and the only thing that we can control is what's on the inside of us and us. And the constant battle that we're going through is literally the battle within ourselves, the battle between our mind. Us telling ourselves whether we are capable of doing something or not. Us telling ourselves whether we should get up when we know we should, or whether we should just be lazy and lay down. That's the difference between the go-getters and getters, because the go-getters are the ones who actually do it, and the other ones are the ones who aren't. You know, and that was just like motivation for me personally. I am not lazy, but I will definitely postpone a lot of things. Like, I get a lot done, but if I can push something off until like last minute, until it absolutely does have to be done, I will do that. That's just me personally. Don't fall into that trap. I'm getting out of that habit too, working on myself. 3 would be write things down, because my memory is not the best. So this is just a personal thing that helped me out. Like, write things down so that it's easier for you to remember. When you have things written down, you're able to go back to that. And for me, I call it, it's like a log. It's like I can track down my progress with what I've written down. If I don't see the progress, then what can I use to scale or manage that? You know what I mean? So having something written, it'll help you with memory. It'll help you feel also more organized. Organization is a big thing, because like if it's not organized, and if we're not organized, Shaitan, the devil, the enemy, and that's our biggest op, y'all. That's our only op. Our competition in the mirror, I mean, Shaitan is our only op. Let's just leave it at that. Shaitan is the only op, y'all. We love each other. Okay, we love each other. Shaitan is the only opposition. But our only competition is who we see in the mirror. Understand the difference. The opposition is Shaitan. Our competition is in the mirror. No one else can compare to what it is that you have to give to yourself. I'm just gonna say that, because I was what all know. So anyway, the next thing is to reward yourself when you do complete some of those goals that you have written down, or you do manage that routine that it is that you've made for yourself. Like, for example, I would tell myself, like, I am absolutely not eating out this house until I complete a YouTube video. Like, sometimes I do that because, like, okay, I'm in my kitchen already, y'all. So I'ma just, what is there in my fridge to really eat? Like, I know I'm putting myself out there. I am still stuck in college mode, although I am a 25-year-old mother. But I'm eating out majority of the time. Like, there's nothing really in my fridge for me to eat. So yeah, I be telling myself, like, if you don't finish this video, you cannot eat. The next thing is that if you have a morning routine or you can have both, one or the other. I suggest both, but if you have a morning or a night routine, those will definitely help you stay more disciplined. It literally, our subconscious mind is very strong. So the last thing that you put in your mind before going to bed is something that you tend to think about, that you will think about. So for example, if I make a night routine and I'm putting down in the morning, make sure I get up and do X, Y, and Z. When I wake up in the morning, after I've read that before going to bed, I'm more likely to get that thing done. Especially if I have a morning routine that's also gonna remind me of that. Like, it's repetition, y'all. It's literally, that is like the main thing. Repeating it, repetition becomes discipline. That's literally it. The more that you do something, the more you become disciplined in it. Like, you just have to keep doing it. You just have to find that flow. And That's another thing. Like when you find a flow that flows for you, it's gonna become natural. It's gonna be like the easiest thing ever. You're going to find your routine, but you have to try. You have to fail in order to succeed. That's just how I see it. Like we can't succeed unless we fail. Don't. I'm just a messenger. I'm just a messenger. To also say this, when we need to remove as many distractions as we can. That boy you've been texting that you're not being hello with, eliminate all of the distractions. You got a kid, eliminate the distraction. I'm just kidding, because sometimes kids it's hard for us to, even for myself, like I struggle with my child. But I'm so grateful that he has a father that wants to be in his life, so he can go there whenever he wants. We're not together, but he can go there. The thing to be disciplined is to be honest with yourself, because your word is literally all you have. So if you're telling yourself, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. and the next morning you do not wake up at 5 a.m., that's not being honest with yourself. You have to make sure you're being honest with yourself, because the more you trick yourself into thinking that you're going to do something, the more that thing is going to create a resistance, and it's not going to come true. So eliminate that resistance while being honest with yourself. If 6 a.m. is way too early, set it for something that you know you can reach until you take that inch that's gonna make that mile, y'all. We going back to that inch. Take that inch that's gonna make the mile. So for example, if I know that I wake up every day no later than 8 o'clock, I'm going to say that, okay, I'm gonna wake up by 7:45 and make that the goal to reach. 15 minutes before my body naturally wake up, that should be an easy thing to hit. And then go down each time until you make it to the morning time that it is that you want. The next thing we keep on reiterating is the bigger picture. Make sure you remain and stay focused on the bigger picture. I cannot stress that enough. The bigger picture, the end goal, that's the reason we are doing this, okay? My thing is, like, for me specifically as a revert, when it comes to getting on that prayer mat, it's like, this is what I'm going to be doing, and this is what I'm chasing for in general anyway. Why not do it here on earth? Like, I'm going to bow down to you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to, because the end goal is to make it to Jannah. Simple as that. If the end goal is not in your mind each and every day, then I'm not sure what it is that you're chasing after. Maybe somebody else's dreams, maybe your friend's dreams that you're sitting in the car with, you're chasing after. But if your dreams are not on your mind every day, you can't be what are you chasing after? So we have to remind ourselves every single moment that we can what the bigger picture is, because it's bigger than this. It's bigger than this dunya, than this life. Like, okay, the next thing is you can listen to motivational playlists. Like I mentioned this morning, I was listening to a motivational playlist and I even quoted from it. That literally pushed me and gave me momentum to sit here in front of you all and record this video. I haven't been recording for like the last 2 weeks. It's because like my son is just now getting out of school, so like finding out daycare situations, and now he's gonna be going with his dad for the summer, so I'm a little bit more free. I will be a little bit more free to work. So like that was something that I was going back and forth with at one point, which is why I was busy and tired of. But listening to a motivational playlist is definitely going to motivate you and push you into the direction that you want to go to, because it's going to also remind you that bigger picture. Any motivational playlist that I listen to reminds a person of like, what is it that you're here for? And you have to reflect on and ask yourself that question. What is it that I'm here for? And eventually, like, the answers are going to come to you and you're going to do exactly what it is that you came here to do. Second from last tip is find an accountability partner, because sometimes, like I said, we are honest with ourselves, and it's sometimes easier for us to be honest to someone else. I have a friend that I could tell her everything, and I know for a fact like she's going to tell me what it is, but I know it's coming from a place of love. And because of that, I'm willing to take her constructive criticism very well and very openly, where we can have a conversation about my faults and I not feel like the finger is being pointed at me, even if it was my fault. That's how, like, we good. Me and her are very good. And so having an accountability partner, someone that like that you can trust, even if it's not someone that you can trust and it's someone that you can depend on. Also, a dependable person is very good for your accountability. Like someone you know that's going to reach out to you daily when it comes to you hitting those marks. That's like the best thing that I had at one point. It's hard to find one now for me because I just reversed Islam. So a lot of my family are Christian, friends are Christian still. So I don't love them so much. And so it's like, they would not know my prayer times and stuff like that. Different areas in Islam now, since I'm Muslim, that I would need to have my accountability for. So yeah, it's like certain things that they wouldn't know as far as my accountability goes. So it's like having them as an accountability partner. Yes, I can tell them, but it's easier to have someone whose goals are already aligned with yours, is trying to meet the same marks so that y'all can meet the marks together. And it's more rewarding and it feels better, like to help someone else out. Also, it's very rewarding to help someone else out. That's all I was saying. And then the last thing is, which I probably said before, but I'm gonna say it again, is take everything step by step. It's not a marathon. I mean, this is not a race, it's a marathon. So take your slow, sweet time. I love to look at things like this, that God is the best of planners. And so wherever I'm at in life, I was meant to be in this place. I was meant to feel this space. And so there's no mistake of me being here, and I'm going to grow. And I'm going to do what it is that I came here to do. And whatever it is that God put on my heart that I came here to do. So yeah, take one step at a time. It's not a rush. You don't have to do everything at one time. You don't have to do cold turkey. But the main thing is, if you're going to take your time, you need to stay focused. That's all I would say. That's all I would say. Stay focused. Stay focused. Remember that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves you, that He is the best of all planners. He is the most merciful and all-knowing. If you made it this far into the video, I really want to appreciate you for watching. If you aren't already, make sure you subscribe. You can like this video and comment something that you want to see in the next video, or any questions, because I do want to do a Q&A as far as revert go, or any personal questions that you may have, because I know I really haven't shared much about me, my life, and stuff like that. I do give updates, but let me know what y'all want to hear. I want to give you guys what you guys want to hear, you know? So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Love you. Allahumma barik.